personally screwed up our zone blocking because, if you understand this scenario, you'll understand where I'm coming from. We first started here, we ran our off-tackle play, the zone stuff, 16. Back would take a drop step, he'd cross over, he'd roll the ball over here, chase the tackle, break here, whatever, right? For whatever reasons, after 3 or 4 years, our backs were cutting everything back. Okay? So then I got real smart. About 2 or 3 years ago, we took this back drop step, but instead of rolling it or crossing over, we took the back second step down here a little bit to get up into this hole a lot quicker. Okay? Well, what we did is we took away all the cutback running. Okay? So that's why you'll see some of our backs in our recent films not really roll it as much as we used to. Right now what we're going to do is go back to our old deal. 16 and 17 is a drop step, a roll, a crossover, a belly. He might go out here. We'll get the defense to move. We might get cutbacks. We're going to run the outside play, the slash, 18 and 19. Okay? There are times we're going to run right up off the guard and break it back. We call that 14 and 15. But the play that's going to use to get up into here like this quicker is going to be Rich Spizak's play. We're going to call it 26-27, and that's going to be the bounce. So when we want to get into here quicker, we think the defense will draw like that, then we're going to jump it outside. My point is, you'll see these backs running a course that you really don't know what they're doing, because we changed this back to get up here quicker to this off-tackle hole, because we were cutting everything back, and we really screwed the play up. You understand where I'm coming from? All right. So what I'm saying is in these zone plays, we have 18 and 19, which is the wide handoff, the slant, the slash, right? The wide deal, right? We got 16 and 17, which is the off-tackle belly, like we were known for when we were good. We got 14 and 15 that runs right up the gut, and that's versus like an offset nose guard. You understand? If we run over here, he creates problems. Run right at him, and you can cut off him. Then we're going to have a 26 and 27, which means we start in here and bounce it out. But when we run the 26 play, we're going to gain more ground on that step in there to get them to suck on us, and then bounce it. But on the 16, it's more of a roll, a crossover, to get the stretch, to get the defense to move, so we can do that, right? So the point is, I don't want to, we'll hit some things that occur, but this guy's running over here, right, where we remove a guy. Right? Now, right now, this guy's head position's a little too wide. He should go foot to foot. He should take the drop step, get behind him, all that stuff. Somebody asking a question?
Okay, what play is this?
This is called 16 open. But the way the back's running it, it's really 26 open, kind of like a bounce, right? Because I covered the whole deal about why we didn't roll it and all that stuff, right? I don't have to go over that again, right? No. We're just looking at, now what I'm doing now, probably, because these guys are a lot harder to block than they used to be. I'm going to take a look at this guy taking this foot and go more through the guy, through the crotch of the man, right? We're staying on a course here to block this guy coming. He's drop stepping, using a 1 to 2-handed read, coming on this angle, so forth. But what's happening is these guys are splitting the gap on us a little more. See, this guy's not splitting the gap. He's just making it nice and easy for us. So I'm going to go back and hit this guy a little bit more. Here's Anthony Munoz in the old days, going with what we call a 1 to 2-handed read. See him take a bucket step, a drop, putting one hand out. He's looking at that guy right there, right? He doesn't... And what happens is, he's not sure whether this guy's going to hang back here or not. That's why he puts the one hand out. Most of the time now, these guys flow, so you can always put your head across and just drive that guy. But anyway, I don't want to spend all the time on one goddamn play here. We got a million of them on the film. I'm just going to show you why I like this weak side off tackle play. All right, now here's like a split defense, right? The biggest holes against this defense are like right up the middle, okay? Now the left guard's going a little too far. See, this is Icky Woods. This is old days. See him bend everything back. Now the cutback is here, basically, but he'd bend everything back. We wouldn't let the left guard go as far. See the center put one hand out. He's putting that one hand out in case that man over the guard slants in. He's biding a little time. Here's the other thing too. This guy out here now, he don't have to put his head outside. He can actually put his head inside, because this guy's eliminated by his alignment. Watch what this tight end does here. He just kind of falls into it. He comes down and blocks the inside backer, gives us another extra yard or two. Now watch the back jump this outside. See, he's stretching it now more than we used to. Watch 54. See the back linebacker? He's waiting for the cutback. See all the drop steps?
Jimmy, where are you involved to with the aiming point for the back on the play?
Aiming point for the back on the play, but it's all the same thing. He's running for the inside leg of the tackle. The only thing we changed up on it is, I told you, we speeded that guy's second step up going forward at times, but he's still running at the inside leg of the tackle. When he runs tighter, that's a different play. That's 15. He's running 17 here.
Jimmy, when you talk about the backside guard on those three techniques, are you going to step out and backside foot into him? Or are you going to
No. I would if I knew he was always going to stay back here, but a lot of times they move. So I'm still going to take my little drop step here. That gives me better timing into him. If I knew he was just going to stay back here, I could just step and push off that foot. No, we'll always take the drop step.
But your second step then is going to be up into him.
Up into him more. Stay on your, don't cross over as much. Don't take as much of a drop step as a side step. Still pick the foot up, put it down, but here the second step will go here. When I tilt my shoulders more, it's going to go like this. Stay on your demeanor. But again, I'm going to show you the theory of the play where everybody's spread out. That's what I'm trying to show you. Right? You got three receivers in the game, all right? So don't they walk somebody out, all right? All right. Now watch the left guard. See him drop that foot? That slows him down so he can get a piece of that guy, right? If he stepped right there, this guy might fill and it'd be harder to come off on him, right? When he keeps the shoulder tilt the same, see him? He can stick that hand up, and then when he comes off, his shoulders are still like this. Watch it. Watch your left guard. Watch Munoz. See, Munoz can block the back of this guy's pad. You've heard me talk about that. Just turn him out. I don't care if your butt's in the hole. Don't let this guy come underneath you. He's already eliminated by his alignment.
How far in, Coach, does the 5 have to come in before the guard zones with the tackle rather than the center?
Probably all depends on this guy. If this guy's really tilted in the gap, and this guy was a 4 technique, we'd probably work with the tackle. But normally when the nose is tilted and this guy's a 5, he's going to work with him, all right? Now if this guy's slanted inside, then he'd have to still take his drop step. I'd still put this hand up, but I'd look at the linebacker. I wouldn't change a damn thing. I would keep everything the same and perhaps maybe take just a little deeper drop step. I want to keep my eye on the linebacker though. If this guy came to a 4 technique and I thought he was going to slant inside, let's start over again. I would work with the tackle and I wouldn't touch him. Now if you had real tight splits, you could do the best of all worlds. I tell you what I do, you'd have so many problems with the combination of him doing that, him doing here, I wouldn't screw with the play and run it there. By the time you coach all those things you got to do here, run somewhere else. Try not to run the ball if they got a pinch guy here and a tilt nose. You're crazy. You're wasting a lot of time and energy getting it done. You're better off running the outside play where he can reach him and boom, go. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Don't mess. Tilt nose, 4 technique, run outside, run the other way.
Does that hold up against a double eagle? That same thought?
Yeah, except some teams that play a double eagle loop these guys way outside and there's big holes running up the middle. But if they're doing lots of stunts and tricks, you know, when you have a problem blocking them, yes, the number 1 rule of thumb that we always used was if there was all that stuff, try and get rid of this little thing I got here, we would run outside. We'd check it to the outside play. There you go.
Strong or weak, or doesn't matter?
Weak. We'd always go weak. That's where the fewest guys are.
And you'd still end up inside that wide end, possibly?
Possibly. We might bring a guy in motion. We'd always have a guy. Well, we would, if we only had 1 back now. Now we probably would run strong. because I don't have enough blockers over here. I can put him on him and go to the middle backer. Remember what we said? Block him down, pull him, run over here. Bear defense. I'd need another guy to block him. He can't reach him. I'd probably run a draw.
Or the counter, right?
Yeah, counter. A predetermined cutback is good. Maybe this one back offense, the tight end might be off the ball. You got one back in the middle. So we might pull the tackle, like Syracuse. Boom, 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 boom. Tight end blocks one of them. Bend it back right in this hole. This back's running more 17. See him stretch it a little bit more?
First step's a lateral step, Coach.
First step's a drop step. You see the back here now. The back's running it more like we would run the bounce now. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get into here and then bounce it outside. We're just trying to get this back, Brooks, who, of course, this is old film, and he cut everything back, so we tried to speed him up to this hole. Center's getting too flattened out. His second step should go to the crotch. Watch the backside guard. 1 to 2-handed read. See Kozerski, the left guard. See him take a drop step, bucket step. See him put one hand out. He's looking at this guy. He doesn't have to look at him. Now, if this guy ran over the top, he'd double team him. That's a 1 to 2-handed read. Watch this guard. Make some yards there. What I'm talking about, not so much the techniques of the play, is you spread them out, right? Look at, there's holes over here to run because they don't have that extra guy over here. You got 2 wide receivers over here to the left. Watch the left guard here. I would never put a forearm on this guy, only if he was real tight to me. Then I'd hit a forearm. All right, other than that, I'd put a hand on him. All right? They run a little wider. The more you're running over here, you put a hand on. The more you want to run off this guy right here, then I wouldn't stop him. Let the center block him alone if you're running off him. If you're running 15 off this guy, we're running 17 off him. But we've taken away the cutback when we've got him going too much like that. But there's a lot of creases over into here. You see, we're trying to hammer that ball up into that crease.
Coach, that's,
Really pretty good block by the left tackle.
that's the kind of front you want to run duo against?
Oh yes, a duo. I'd have to have a tight end and another guy right here to come in motion. I need tight ends on duo.
Going back the other way.
Going back the other way, this would be 34 jab. He's got him, double to him, pull the old guard, boom. Draw. Big plays over here. Bigger splits, of course. Split. Pass block him, or put the tight end. Picture the draw. You block him, go to the next level. You block him, don't stop him. You overplay him, right? You two handle those two, run a draw. Boom, big hole. You see, because we're speeded the back up so much, we made the center look bad. If the back would have rolled it, he'd have been able to cut behind the center. Here's a good job by the left tackle, really. Watch the right guard, perfect technique. See the drop step? That kind of keeps him on the angle to continue to go there. If he went back and belted this guy, he couldn't get back there fast enough. The reason this foot moves a little bit is when the nose hits him, he's not as strong, so he bounces him back a little bit. Watch the right guard. So you say, Jim, well, how do you teach it? You know what I tell you? Watch it. Well, right? Can you figure it out? He's taking a drop step, he's putting the whole foot on the ground. We like to get this guy real close to the ball and close to him. Get up on the ball. But there's nobody out here, because we don't have anybody there. All right? Now, the left guard is a little more like about what I'm going to do. See him kind of go a little more north? Now, see, watch the left tackle. Just do it like that. Do it like that. What do you notice that the left tackle does? He puts his head where? In front of him. But he doesn't put his head like this, like a reach. He drop steps and puts the head across and just drives. That would be different than one of these overtaking blocks, right? Now, if I knew the ball would never bend back, right, I would do that little deal we talked about earlier, that lateral thing, right? Are you with me? But I don't do it on these zone plays because sometimes these guys run, or sometimes there's a big hole back here. And if this guy scoots over here and puts his ass in the hole, you know what I mean? These are the plays you don't turn, you don't wall guys, because your ass is in the hole. Watch the right tackle. What do you notice here? Now, fuck, you don't have to be a fucking rocket science. Well, this guy's supposed to put his helmet 2 inches outside the middle, but he's already eliminated by alignment, right? You understand what I mean? We've eliminated him, right? The back shouldn't, the back's going to read him, but what I'm saying to you, oh, he's outside, let's keep him outside. Let's not go here and be fancy. Let's not have our cake and eat it too. Let's not put our head out here to get a little selfish and widen him. Maybe it does. If he comes underneath us, then we're all screwed up, right? Because this guy's working with him, right? So now, I'm not so sure. Watch where the right tackle puts his inside foot. He doesn't quite get inside of the guy's foot. When you know the guy's eliminated because of his alignment, maybe you put this foot inside of that foot. Are you with me? Have I lost anybody? Put your head inside. Who cares? What I'm saying, the more you go out here and try to widen him, this guy's only so stupid right here, right? Boom, boom, he'll throw your ass off and come back inside you. Now, if you got some help, you can put your head a little wider, right?
Did you use outside arm push on him now too?
No, I would only use inside arm push, because the ball's, I would only use outside arm push on this guy when...
No, outside arm to the inside pad.
No. I would use the inside arm and probably block the back of his pad. Maybe I wouldn't, I don't know what I would do here. I'd just do what Joe's doing. What does Joe do? He's not stupid, right? He knows I don't want to get beat back inside. I'm on an island. I've heard the guard tell the tackle. What I'm saying is, what do you notice about the second step?
Bounce fast.
On the ground. What do you notice about the guard, what he does? Where's Rollo on Strollo?
Right here.
Right guard. Pretty good technique, isn't it? He actually pushes himself back off the guy.
Is that calling or were you coaching about that?
I think we just called it. Tilt knows this week. We called it Philly. See this guy trying to swim us here a little bit?
Where?
You couldn't block it any perfect, right? What you notice though, see the guard kind of, his feet get kind of wanders here. But let's say he's trying not to, his own little way, he's trying not to go way over here so that guy can come through. But what do you notice right here? See this guy coming here? He'll never block him. He can't catch him. So right about now, he better flatten his angle to there. Are you with me? Hell, he might be better off spinning back, turning his back. Well, you can't go up here and catch the guy. He's too deep for you and running too much like that. Again, if we wouldn't have speeded the back up so much, are you with me? If we wouldn't, but the only way you should speed this back up like this, see how it's speeded up, is if you're going to bounce it. You see, picture the ball bouncing now. Boom. I'm into the line, right? They all suck on me. Jumper out. So don't really run up in here too fast, okay? Like that, all right? Unless you know, because you can't cut back. Your big runs are cut back. So my point is, if I'm going to run this guy here, all right, I'm going to know we're not going to cut it back. We're going to tell this guy to, boom, do it that. If the, maybe you only go here. Now I pressure this guy with the outside arm, right? Hell, even if we didn't pressure it with the outside arm, look if he takes it out there. Because they all suck in here because he's closer to the line. But if we ran the normal belly, the normal 16, he'd be too deep away from the line by the time he bounced it outside. So the bounce is better when you get up into the line more. The cutback is better when you roll it a little more, because now you're away from the line a little bit. As you keep rolling it, it gives you more time to spot cutbacks. All I'm saying to you, this play right here, we're actually trying to get over into these creases right here, right? Makes it hard on the center. Center's actually trying to use only that inside arm. But the nose does a hell of a job. If we were rolling it, right? Now, what I'm saying, if I knew I was doing this, I'd jump him. I'd wall him. Right? So to take advantage of what's happening here, I should roll it and we'll bend right back there. Same thing here. See how the back? Now he cut it back. I guess what I'm saying to you is, when you got a guy right where the right tackle's guy is, do it just like this. Because there's a good chance with a tilted nose guard they're going to make you cut back anyway, right? So why should you get a little selfish and go a little wider to make a bigger hole, which I like, and then let this guy come back underneath you? I never really overcoached the right tackle on this. Right guard did it again. Now to do this little hand check on this guy, he takes a drop step. Now his shoulders can still maintain here. Same thing, I don't think I'd ever drop underneath myself. Pretty good finish here by the center. Now, maybe in this case we should have hopped this guy over there and walled him. I don't know. I think we get a little more push like this. Now Munoz's guy's a little tighter to him. What do you notice about the second step of the left tackle? Inside. But his head doesn't stay outside, right? How about the left guard? See, there's the hole I'm trying to get to. See it? But this should be another play if you're trying to do that. Like I said, I screwed the play that we made famous up. Because goddamn, these guys were doing this all the time, and the damn linebackers were waiting for them. So we told these backs don't cut back anymore. Now the center's wrong here. He never got over here far enough. Now this was Howie Long. He's skinning the gap. So watch what we're doing here. Guard's kind of ripping through there, and we're trying to get the tackle to fit in there. So I kind of grabbed him there. Watch the right tackle drop the foot. Look how tight their splits are. Now this guy's split can be out. Look at these two guys drop step. That gets him on the angle to get over here. Watch the left guard climb. Hit. Whatever that's called. These are all opens now. All right, watch it. This is pretty here now. Now watch the back. This is the way it should look. The running back to get stretched. This is the proper way to run 17, the rolling play. What does Munoz do? He kind of puts his head down the middle. He goes a little farther here. Watch the left guard. What does he do it with? Does it with the hand, right? Now he'd probably hit him with a flipper if he came into him, but he's using his hand. Watch the angle. I was always very intent on staying on the angle. You know the angle? The ball is coming over here. Don't go straight ahead. You'll miss this guy. Now the guy's trying to come behind the guard. But I think right now, here would be a situation I might be able to step right at him and hit him, and then come off. I'll probably screw up a good play because here, he jumps right back there anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Now here would be a case, since this is Cortez Kennedy, and he's a real powerful guy, we might be better off running right there. And read him, right? And then don't stop him so much. You know, go over to here, let him block him as hard as you can. But the tighter the back runs, now we can pick up the cutback behind Cortez Kennedy, who's a big, powerful guy sitting right in the gap. So here would be a place that 15 might be a good play. 15 meaning you still drop and roll it, but you're only rolling into there. You know, it's a tighter roll. All right? You wouldn't make these guys move as much now. When you do this, they move more. So sometimes if you do this, boy, you like it. Then you say, well, goddamn, we have trouble with the nose guard. I know that. Watch all their feet drop. Watch the center's foot. Now these are gap defenses, right? Here would be that defense. See the strong safety? If you wanted to run over here, that buffalo play wouldn't be bad, right? You block him, pull this guard, right? Pull this guard here, take a little counter. At least you got bodies on bodies, right? A draw wouldn't be bad, because he'll probably back up anyway. Drop back, draw. Cortez Kennedy penetrates. Drop this foot, go get him. Over, shit, he'll come in the gap. Release him for him, or let the tight end take an outside release for him. He'll back up anyway, it's a draw. If you were doubling this guy, here's a definite example that this guy will split you, so you might as well just turn him back out. Turn him back out and block right back right now. No sense forcing the issue on that guy that doesn't want to be double teamed. This would be a guy to track. The zone plays aren't quite as good as these plays are the draws. Here's another reason. Watch this guy go too far. Put your foot at least on his inside foot or slightly inside. Watch the left guard, right there. He still puts the hand on. Now here's an example, John Strollo. Common sense. Watch the left guard. He didn't put a forearm on him, he just put a hand on him. Munoz just went and blocked him. I mean, Anthony said, well, why should I drive it? I'll get by him. Now right here, maybe his head should be here. Maybe he should flatten his angle out a little bit. Don't keep coming upfield on him. Kind of. Now they get nosy to the left. They're trying to bring this guy and scrape him, but whatever happened, it didn't work. They couldn't catch him. All right. Watch the left guard get all fouled up now. He's fine, but see the left guard? See the left guard want to square up on the guy? He gets a good block on him, right? Butts him, but he never stayed on his angle. This is a good coaching tool. See the left guard? He never stayed on the angle to block the guy. He had his head on the wrong side. He dropped, he crossed over, he gained some ground upfield. Watch the center. See the center put the other hand on him, square up. See the nose shoot off him? This is why you want to see the center. He's going like this, but he's going, I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to put two hands on him. He thinks he's stronger that way. But then he goes, shoom. You got to free up, or the back's got to run it back right here. So we screwed up the play. The center would have been fine if the back would have cut it back. Backside guard could go through him a little further. Backside guard could probably put a hand on him now. Drop step, put a hand on him. We're still mushing it for 4 or 5 yards. We're trying to hit that crease. You saw this one. Now they're having a blitz now. This is a nickel now. We got 3 wide receivers. Now they run a game. Score a touchdown here. Now this is more of a 15. Because when the guard was covered, we were running at the butt of the guard to get more cutbacks. But we don't get as much stretch. Does that make sense to you? Now watch the backside guard here. He's a little stronger here. Now see, this guy's way over here, so we're just going to double team this guy. When I say double team him, there's no linebacker to look for him. So he can just take a drop. See his drop step? He just double the shit out of him. We'd be better off taking an outside release for that guy and just let him go. You go to block him, you block him right in the play a lot. This is a bounce here. I mean, we didn't call it a bounce. Now watch the backside guard. He got a hell of a lot of movement here, the right guard. But he actually put two hands up. Here's an example of the guy didn't really tilt as much. So he got a little more movement on him. Here's another case, we're not even blocking him.
About the left guard.
Too far. We got to split a little bit bigger than that, because believe it or not, if you split a little bit bigger, when this guy comes in and the center blocks him, he'll think the center's trying to reach him and he'll play back and you'll have a bigger hole up the middle. Watch the right guard here. See how he went more back at the guy? But see the explosion he gets on that little drop step? We're not even blocking this guy because he's covering him. We're just going to let him go. The worst thing that happens, see this guy kind of split you, but this is Perry. He's quick as a cat. He's outside a little bit. So they step a little wider. You're almost better off stepping, but putting your foot in here on Perry. Because you look at the outside head, he's going for a little outside head, but the ball is steady, he comes right underneath you. If it wasn't for the center getting over there, we'd be dead. This is probably more what the left guard should do. Even though you're going for your head position, you see what I'm saying to you? If the guy moves, screw it. Watch the left guard. So he doesn't have as much shoulder tilt, because if this is a hell of a good player and one time he's coming on, the ball's still going to go up inside.
He's less bucket.
What's that?
Less bucket. More lateral step or...
tighter aiming point. Now here's an example of the right guard's too flat. No movement. And the back's too fast. Now if I was going to run the bounce play, of course it'd be hard out here, you'd have to get him down. I'd go foot to crotch and pressure with the outside arm. See this left guard here? He's pressuring with the inside arm. See it? He's not really turning him out. Same thing here. I got to be fucking drunk. Watch this here. I'm just almost avoiding this guy to get him. Shit, go back and hit him. Same thing here. This guy's taking his drop step. There's a big guy, 6'7". He's got to get this foot going forward. He's got to get it on the ground. I don't know how the hell he's sneaking up in there. Backside guard, split. Don't get flattened out as much. Here's the big hole versus this defense right here. Most of the time the tackles go out. Watch where the right guard puts his head. This is 14. Now you can see how he's running tighter. He's rolling. He's running there. He's not running way over here, right? Because we want to get up into this hole. Why stretch it way over here? You won't get there soon enough. So I think here might be a place to call 14 rather than 16. Now see, this guy sees this guy way inside, so he goes there right now. Probably could put a hand on the guy. But they call the blocking scheme where you better go block him, you better go block him. I'm not going to want to, my guy's already inside here. There's a hole. You see it. Backside guard, pretty good here. Watch his left foot, flat. Right foot almost went straight ahead. He created a little movement. I think they called a kill call. I mean, they're not even blocking this guy. Left guard, pretty good. It's not an exact science. If you try to make it exact science, you'll blow your own mind. You'll go so fucking crazy with it. You'll drive the fucking players crazy, right? Take your drop step. Put this foot on this inside foot and block the son of a bitch. And lock your inside hand out though. See the left guard? He's kind of, that's all right. Now the left tackle, he's nervous. He don't want this guy to slam underneath him. So he's almost hopping. But he's fairly effective. See this? Good. That kid's a good football player. He's too high. But he's afraid if he fires out real hard, he'll miss him. So he almost kind of hops into him. That'll fucking work. But he still got beat underneath, right? Probably I could be more here, a step inside a little bit, even if I constrict the hole a little bit. There's a big hole up in here. Watch the center drop. Fuck, I've been training this left guard for like this shit for 8 years. He's good.
Is that back still trying to roll on 14, 15?
Yes, he's still trying to roll, but you can only roll so much. You know, because you're chasing here. You're going to drop and you're not going to go straight like that. You're going to drop and cross over, but there's you're running for the inside leg of the guard. My point is, why should you stretch the son of a bitch way over there when you know the center's man is all the way over here? What I'm saying is, when the center's man is over here like this, maybe 15 will suffice. Maybe you don't need to stretch, right? But understand what I'm saying. If this is too hard for us, we're all fucked up now, right? I mean, you know, you understand what we're saying, right? What I'm saying is, there are certain times you need to stretch. Example, you got a nose guard, you got a backer, like the Dallas defense. Let's say you ran over here, right? If you ran up in here, these guys would fall into the play. So you need to stretch them, right? Now a situation where a middle linebacker alone, let's say, or maybe the middle backer's moved over, do you see why the center's got to go that way? Because we only got 2 blockers. They got 3 guys, so the center has to go front side. This is the play I like, right? Spread them out. Now, this guard right here, the guy's almost inside of him, right? He could either step off this foot or take a little step, come back and hit him. But this 61 was a new player for us. He's really come off the ball. So shit, the guy slanted and he missed him. So what? Here comes the center. But here's another case, probably on the backside. This guard should almost block it like the double team. You know, he steps and goes. I mean, I don't want to say go back, but boom and go more forward. Don't go to reach this guy. He's all the way back here. See, this guy's worried that he's not going to cut him off. He's worried if he puts 2 hands on him, he'll shoot off him, which they do.
Which what if you have a one technique backside there like that? How's that
So the center would work with the backside guard. Yes. Hell, we just made 8 yards. Why the fuck should I change it? You know what I mean? Now I'm thinking about changing all this shit. I mean, what's wrong with what the left guard and the left tackle did? I don't know. Other than, this guy's way back. He's a DB, right? I could spend more time on him. I wouldn't have to go as far. I could kind of take a drop step and drive into here. I could get a peek. But hell, whatever we did here worked. You know who made the play go? Who do you think made the play go? Now, God damn it, look before you talk. Center. Center would have never blocked that guy if he didn't take that deep drop step. See the deep drop step? If you'd stepped over here, he'd split you quicker than lickety split. He'd split you quicker than the split on Bill Clinton's girlfriend. Right tackle blocked the back of his pad. Blocked the back of his pad. This is just the off tackle play, but you got them spread out. This is hard. You see what 97's doing? Backside guy, see, he's kind of swimming us. If this guy did this every time, you'd probably go back and hit him hard. If you knew this guy was going to do this every time, right, go back at him. Harder from a two-point stance by the tackles. They're not as strong. All right, right guard. Whatever he did worked, right? He didn't quite get foot to foot with him, did he? But he blasted the shit out of him, didn't he? Right guard. So who says somewhere along the line somebody says you got to put your head outside? That may not be always true, right? Look at the right guard. He's worried about getting beat underneath him, right? Maybe that. Let's see. This is. The guy's a little tighter to him, but fuck, he ain't that smart. He said, "Holy shit, the guy slanted before, right?" Center's angle. See the angle the center takes? See the hole? There's still some merit to this. You guys understand what I'm saying? If the center squared up on him, the linebacker would have a two-way go off of him. The center stays on this angle. See the hole? My point is that line coaches say, yeah, but we like to go out and bust them and be stronger. That's great. But if you're teaching the back to run in there and chase the guard, the back knows where the hole is. Now you wouldn't have that big of a hole, or you wouldn't have that hole out there if he squared up on it. Because he'd play off his block there. They're all over here on the line, right? So we can spend more time on this guy. I'd rather spend more time on this guy than block everybody back. Right guard is getting his second step on the ground. You know why he's getting the second step on the ground? And I'm not giving you any philosophical bullshit on it. Why do you think he's getting it on the ground? Who can answer this? Even if you're wrong, tell me. Why is he getting the second step on the ground?
Open his hips.
The guy that he's blocking hits him. That makes the guy blocking not overextend as much because it's kind of a stalemate, so he's got to get the foot on the ground. See that guy hit him? Well, that foot can't wander as far. I mean, I never realized. I'm just looking at it right now. But you see where that second step goes? It don't go very far. Now the right guard could have got a little better piece of the guy initially, but that's no different than the nose guard offset there. Watch the center drop step. Now theoretically, right, if you have a little bit bigger split, he goes in, the ball's supposed to go out, right? But this guy thinks he's hooking him. Much he does. He plays back outside. Backside guard's too flat. Particularly on 14.
Coach, as you begin that play, doesn't a quarterback notice that you're kind of outnumbered to the side, the weak side there? Would you want to check out of that? Or
Over here?
to the side you're running to? Yeah,
No, we got
1, 2, 3 for 1, 2, 3. But
it. That's it. That's fine. We'll take it.
you'll take it.
That's what we want. Because we push them by the hole most of the time. We got 3 for 3. I don't know why he didn't cut back, because we're bitching at him for cutting back all the time. Now, see what they're trying to do now? They're trying to run this guy over here and fall him over the top. There'd be another reason now that you'd have to stretch it more to get him to move, right? Or you'd have to work these two guys together and slip the center back off, or do what Buffalo did. This guy's starting to, Buffalo did this, but they put him on him, got an angle, they pulled the guard for him. But vision this guy falling back underneath the cutback. Although he didn't really cut it back there. Yeah, he did. Right guard's got to keep his eyes open. He's got to come back. See this little shit right here? That's what screws up these gap plays. Penetration, not go with my head. Just don't do anything like the damn coach said the high school teams do. Fuck, that guy don't know what the fuck he's doing right there. Michael Perry just coming off the ball. Or he's splitting us. Run a draw on him. Now here's a bear. You know, 3 guys covered, but they loop way out. Watch your right guard here. Watch his inside arm. Watch your right tackle. He said, screw you, you're eliminated. Watch the left tackle. Turn back into the backfield. The back might have had a little more roll to him. He could have cut it back a little more probably. Right tackle goes too far. Guy come underneath him. Left guard, watch him stay on the angle. Well, that right guard doesn't know what the hell he's doing here. Back those were the creases. We were bitching at them for 2 years. She really should have cut back here. We're bitching at them about cutting back so much. Now here's Buffalo's running the play. Now this time they went and doubled this guy. This is Buffalo's favorite play. Now here's what the line coach from Buffalo tells me. Thurman Thomas to his right doesn't stretch it far enough. He goes like right up the middle like a 14, which means these guys don't flow as much. When he runs it to his left, he runs it a little better. He stretches it. So when the guards are covered like this, it's a real good play for him. But when there's more of a nose guard, because Thurman cuts it back so much, this backer doesn't flow as much. Now here he did, but you'll see as we go. This is Buffalo's #1 play. They've been to the Super Bowl 5 times in a row. Or what are they, 4 times in a row? See, Thurman's running 14. See it? But it's okay because it's an offset nose guard. See their backside guard? He still crosses over a little too much. So I think the consensus probably would be take that step and step more at the guy.
Krishna, why wouldn't the right guard help the center here?
He's too far away from him.
He's too far.
I would just stick the one hand. He can block him here. He's close enough to him, right? Mm-hmm. Only if he was more tilted in the gap would I put the hand up and worry about it. Well, I put the hand up here anyway. Now, Buffalo knows that this is a 14. Are you with me? 14?
Right.
Because Thurman Thomas doesn't run it as well. So this guy's not getting out into here. He's getting more inside leverage on the backer. You see where the guard is? He knows they're only running 14. Which I'd do the same thing if I knew we were running just 14, right? With a tilted nose. You don't have to go as far. If you were running 16 and rolling it, now out here. They're going to run 15. He starts to roll a little better to his left, but he sees the nose. Watch Richter, the left guard. See, it's really strong inside hand leverage. Now, this is Wolford. He's not with him. I take a drop step here. See him cross? See that? That's all fucked up. You got to lose a little ground to get over here. Now I don't know what he's running here. There's Buffalo against Dallas. Their right guard could have come back and got a better piece of him. See the right guard's right foot fade? But his shoulders are pretty, he's getting a little more movement on the guy. See how they say Thurman stretches a little more to his left? Still is ending up being a 15. He's really not rolling it. If he really rolled it over into here, then this guard should be staying wider.
Their left guard is trying to just smack that line back.
That's because that they know damn well that he don't run it wide enough.
Right.
Now watch with bigger splits. See, this guy comes in, you're supposed to run it outside. But then he gives you the illusion that you're trying to hook him. Now their left guard doesn't even touch the guy. Which probably isn't a bad idea. If you knew you were running right up the middle, maybe you don't stop him. I can't quite buy that yet. I think I'd probably still hit him a little bit. It's almost like a draw. Run underneath him. And that's almost like a tilted nose guard.
He's a little tighter than your backs, isn't he?
Yes, he's a little tighter here. But what I'm saying is, probably not a bad idea. If it's 15, don't block it. If it's 17, where you have to stretch it farther. This is more of a 15. Yeah, he's tighter.
What's the depth of the back on the 16, 17?
6.5. I don't know what this guy is. He's about 5. He's almost 6, I think. 1, 2, 3. He's 5. This guy's 5 here.
6.5 on 18, 19?
Yes. They're just running right up the middle here. Maybe that's the way to do it on these 14 and 15s versus these even defenses. Cheat the backup. Look at it. Fuck, there's a hole. Get to the son of a bitch as fast as you can. This is to the open side now. Now watch what Buffalo does. Now, they were playing, now this is a little DB, all right? But what was happening was, they were doing this stuff, and this guy's falling over the top. So Buffalo, for this game, they brought the tackle in on him, pulled the guard, just blocked the center on him. Watch the angle the left tackle gets. See, they're trying to make the nose run, and this guy's trying to fall over the top, where this guard would have never got him. So they would either had to work the center and guard together and let the center come off underneath, all right? But they just blocked down, got in front of him, pulled the guard. So this is 15 open with an X block, or whatever the hell you want to call it. But this is the defense they use to try to stop the one-back attack. They tilt the nose guard weak to stop the off-tackle play. Because they got to walk somebody out because they got 2 receivers to the left. So if you spread them out and you got a quarterback and you got some receivers, here's what you're going to get. They say their number 1 play over here is the counter. The number 1 play over here is the off-tackle play. That's all they run. With an exception of maybe 4, 5, 6 other plays sparingly. They want to run 15 open or 17 open. They want to run 36 counter. They might run that quick counter play where they pull both guards. They run a draw. Look at the draw here. You two take him. Boom. Don't stop him, man. Boom. The entire world is playing this defense versus that set. Who knows why do they do it? Fuck, they got thousands of videotapes and millions of dollars to spend on research, so must be something that makes you do this. So fuck, if I was in high school or college and I had a couple of receivers and a quarterback, you shit, I'd spread their fucking ass out. Well, goddamn, why bunch them all up and bring one or two more guys in there, right? That's all Buffalo does. They got a wide receiver over here, they got two over here. They got a quarterback and a running back. Now sometimes they put three of them on one side. That's it. They like to run the off-tackle play over here. They like to run the counter play over here. And they don't have as much problems blocking back because there's a guy way back here and the center goes way back. It isn't like they got a guy right here to block back on. Watch the angle the left tackle gets on the guy that's trying to fall over the top. Left guard would have never got him. Now you could have worked the center and the guard together and let the center come off underneath this hole. This Kansas City now, pretty good defensive team. Hell, he ran for about 400 yards this day. Watch your left tackle. Right tackle. 14. Almost don't stop the nose. Got to cover him up a little better than that. Left guard, probably don't turn the shoulders as much on this play. Side step, go forward. Now they went back to the first scheme. Big hole up the middle, right? Big tilted nose guard, run at the nose. Head up nose or a guy slight tilt, stretch it wider. Now over here I'd stretch it more. If you just stretched it to here, over here, you want these guys to move. Now, see the center come back off underneath? The center just came back off underneath. Now, 18 open. 18. All you got to do is absorb this guy. It's to an open end. Run a wide handoff. Cut him.
It's a landmark in the back.
I don't know what it is here. We go foot to crotch, and I'd probably use, on our outside, it's a real wide handoff. I might go out and scramble him. I might just go out and cut him. Maybe you'd be able to use the outside pressure on him. That's what he's doing.
Backside guard, taking too much time coming back to that man, that three technique.
It's a wide play, so since the play's going real wide, he probably doesn't have to screw with them at all.
What's the backside we going there, Jim?
I don't know what it is here to the open end, but I mean, normally to a tight end, the wide handoff is like outside leg of the tight end or 1 yard behind the tight. It's a wide handoff.
Yeah.
You got to have some field to run to in this play. Here's Atlanta, 19 open. I might run it a little wider here. It's kind of a little bit of outside pressure here. I tell you what I think is the best way to do this. See this guy working this outside pressure? He's got it now, but then he'll lose it, right? Watch your right tackle here. This is the shit you got to figure out, right? I'm no fucking rocket scientist. Watch this right tackle. Boom, boom. He's got him, right? But the ball ain't there. Then he loses him, right tackle. So probably you got him right now. What should you do to him? Smartest guy. Cut him. Right? Why are we so fucking slow tonight? God damn it. We gotta figure it out, right? Charlie, come over here. He's here. He bites on it a little bit, right? So I took my drop step and I'm kind of here and I kind of got this, but now, just, he's gonna come off me. All right, now, boom. Cut. You don't get it, cut. Maybe you cut them all at that. It'll work. If you get it a little bit, what I'm saying, I'm dropping, I'm here, maybe I got it. Oh, hell, you gotta play like a football. Did I get him? Did I get it? But you know what, that last minute when you're trying to turn the guy, but he's getting away from you, just drop this foot. Cut it. But it'll work every time. This is what I do. I threw this block, it don't work. You can't say, fuck you. Don't work. Right tackle. You come off them, right? That's the problem when you put two hands on a guy. You know what I mean? They throw you. They rip the shoulder down. Let's look at another way. Right here, the best way to hook the guy is with your hips. So he's trying to work the hips. He can't get away from them. I don't know why. Oh, shit. You love it. Here, look how close he is to him. Now the guy tried to come underneath him. He'll be around him. That's why it's better to run a real wide handoff. A real wide handoff. Put the back a little deeper. That wide handoff. You got one less guy to block. Now, we didn't really go over lots of the exact techniques on the zone play, but you see why I like that play, because you spread them out. So what I'm saying is, let's say you played a 50 defense, all right, and you put two wide receivers there, and they got a nose, they got a backer, they got an end. They don't put that backer, they don't walk that backer out of there, they leave him up here, you can't run the play, you got to pass. But sometimes they walk that guy out a little bit, and he makes the tackle. If he does, just check it to a draw. The guy will back up. Don't go to a pass all the time. Well, we used to be good at running the outside play. 18 and 19. Now this was our landmark was, I think, at the outside leg of the tight end, a wide handoff. He's 6.5 yards deep. The quarterback had to reach like hell to get him the ball. We always felt this is a good play versus a tackle bubble. Now this is old shit. This shit probably has changed, right? So, but like I say, I haven't been as good a coach lately. But what I'm saying, instead of this guy putting one hand up and going to here, since it's the wide play, we actually pull him and get him behind. Remember how I told you the other day? Remember you saw Munoz try to get behind the tight end? But don't push him from behind. That's different than just going like that. We felt the guard could reach a guy and cut him. Watch the right guard. Hook him, rip him. See him rip him? And cut him. We always felt this was the number one play versus a tackle bubble. Because our tackle and tight end could do this. In fact, whenever we saw this defense, a tackle bubble, boom, right now we ran this play. Wide handoff. Watch the technique of the right guard. A rip block. Turn your shoulders. Watch the tackle get behind him. Don't push him from the side, though. Go up on the backer. Now watch this, to the right. We stretched him. The hole appeared inside. We manned the center here. Manned it.
That's right guard want to rip, Jim.
Yeah, but against Houston, we went to a forearm. And when we ran against this defense here, I'm not going to get too confusing with you, but we ran it tighter. We felt that at times we'd run the ball tighter, almost like how we ran that other play tight, because we'd stretch, boom. If we ran out here too wide, we couldn't block it. So if we run way wide, we're better off doing that. So this ball isn't going as wide. You see, the quarterback doesn't have as much time. See, the quarterback's not laboring to get him the ball. He's just running what we call an 18 tight. 18 tight. Now we're already getting too complicated, because if I put this play back in, we'd be so fucked up we'd have 5 plays to run the zone play. The way we got it now, you run your wide-ass fucking play over here. Run fucking wide, man. B block, whatever you got to do, right? Start in here and bounce it, all right? That would suffice for this play, all right? Right now, we're taking the ball and running at the inside leg of the tight end, because we know the 5 will move and we want to go boom, boom. My point is, if you just ran a belly, you wouldn't get to this hole fast enough, because he'll come off the block. You want to get here now, you better get over there fast. But you take away the cutback, right? So you think one time you want to get over here, the next time you should cut back, blows your goddamn mind. You got to be a damn fucking rocket scientist to figure this shit out. So fuck it. We're going to run out here wide. We're going to start down here and bounce it. We're going to roll it, and we're going to run up in here. We got 14, we got 16, we got 18, and we got 26. We don't even have this play anymore, and it worked right there. This play worked. This is a tighter 18. The hole. This guy ran, this guy didn't run as far. Who knows why they don't? Just like Bob Bronger said, Christ almighty, you think they're going to do this, and they don't. Wider handoff, you can tell. See the quarterback almost have to stretch it? Now, get behind the son of a bitch. Watch the center here. He used the outside arm pressure. Watch the back run for width on this guy. This is a wider landmark. Watch the center. He's trying to lock out on him. Watch it. And he cut him. You're looking at it right there. This is 18. Left guard, don't push him from the side. If you can't get behind him, don't push him off the block. All right, now, we play the Redskins. They run this double eagle. We got 2 backs in the backfield, but they only got a 7-man front. The free safety sitting here, and then he comes up late. I said, fuck it. We're going to try to crack him back because he's deep enough. The back's going to so we raked him, did that. Put the back on him with a wide landmark to make him wide. Look at the hole. Now this time he made the tackle. Watch the next time. What I'm saying, here's like a 7-man front double eagle. All right, made a few. I said, goddamn, run it again. Run the fucker again. See, go for outside head position of this guy. He'll widen, run underneath him. If he closes, it's a wide handoff. What I'm saying, penetration underneath doesn't hurt you because it's a wide handoff. Remember, John, you and I were talking about. But you see what I'm saying to you? It's a double eagle, but there's nobody in this well. He's back here about 8 yards. Here comes the wide out. Well, the guy missed a tackle. This is the number 1 play I'm going to run versus this double eagle defense. Now, if this guy's up here, then you go have to block him. We're going to have to reach him, but it's a wide handoff. All right, now watch Dallas right here. Now this guy's not what? This is one of the Dallas defenses, right? I felt Munoz could hook him, all right? Watch. Wide landmarks, see it? These guys want to play close to your tackles. Go block him. That's really his guy in here. That's his guy. But he thought he might get picked, taking an angle to get him.
Backside adjust that, or is that by call?
What's that?
That, you think?
We thought this guy might pinch in. So we just ran a 3-man for this guy. And then the guards saw him and he got confused. Or maybe they got confused and they thought that was their guy, who's really not. And they made some sort of a call to block him. You know, they may have got somewhat confused here. Now here comes a guy in motion working with Munoz. This is what you were talking about, Johnny. I don't know if this is the wide landmark now. This is wide, but we're trying to go wide.
Is that tackle,
He's pushing with his hands. What?
who's making the decision to tackle?
Tackle takes a drop step, puts one hand out. Anthony felt him close on him, so he just blocked him. He's using a one, no, I'm sorry, this is one he's trying to actually overtake him. But he's using like a loop block to get him. He didn't go out and scramble him like we did the other time. He just oozed over into here. Now he knows the next guy's coming. He's not trying to overtake him unless he comes to him. No call. This is the way they do it. Watch the guard get behind him. Don't push him from behind. Watch the center. He cut him. Now watch the left tackle here. He didn't go to overtake this guy because his man was way inside. So he just used like a 17 technique on him. Now here we ran a tighter landmark. So what's going to confuse you guys? One time it's running wide, next time the ball's rolling, the next, you know, fuck, we're as confused as you are right here. All I know is there's a time to hit it quick, there's a time to run it wide, there's a time to roll it, who knows? It's all, you know, fuck. There's a hole. Now watch the left tackle here. Remember what Munoz did the last time, John? He kind of skated over here and let it happen. I told this guy, go block him. Wide handoff here. There's that eagle. What I'm saying is, if your tackle can reach him, or a guy in motion can get him hooked or whatever, run outside versus this shit. Why run in here where all these guys are? Tighter landmark here. This would be just an 18 straight. Now the right tackle's using 16 footwork because we're running like a 16. You know, kind of like what we're running earlier. More downhill, more power. No cutback. Now here's Washington, or here's Philly running an outside play versus Washington. But what didn't this guy do? He didn't drop step, he didn't pull behind, he stepped right at him. You see that penetration? No good. Still made a play. Here's Emmett. Here's the Super Bowl champs, right? See the penetration? See, this guy's trying to avoid him, all right? The tackle better get behind him, or he better get a piece of him before he comes off. See, this guy coming like he's going to flatten you out. Now, if this is going to happen to you, run a wider landmark. What I'm saying is, Emmett's kind of running tight here, like a tight 18. Now power him, take the drop step, right? If you're running the wider landmark, right? Now the tight end can do this and he can pull behind him. What I'm saying is, they're kind of running an avoiding kind of thing, but he's running right at the point. Doesn't fit in. I mean, the guy makes a hell of a run, but see the penetration of this guy? What I'm saying is, if you're going to run it this tight, block it like 16. Stick your head down the middle of them a little more. Take the drop step, but don't go like this. Guard, stay on the angle. See the angle? Center, I didn't really know how to coach the center then. He was knocking the shit out of the guy, but the guy was coming off him. Don't use the left arm. Everything was a cutback. See Brooks roll it more? Stanley Wilson here. See, the man over the tackle comes in, but then he thinks he's getting hooked for some reason. Watch the left guard put one hand out. Watch Munoz use the ass block now, the left tackle. People now would say this won't work because you're going to get pushed into the play. So fuck, who knows? I see it work here. Watch the right guard stay on the angle. Watch your left guard. Fell down here. I went right behind Anthony. These are all 50 defenses here. Watch the guy the guard's blocking. He, for some reason, thinks he's getting hooked. Dallas Cowboys. We didn't know nothing about 15 here. It looks like 15. Watch the right guard. I know this is wrong. Johnny Strollo. Put two hands on him. See him shoot off him? The right guard. When I say put two hands on him, he squared up too much. He didn't have a tilt of his shoulders. See this right here? He took a drop step. He blocked him. He should have stayed there. But watch him take that other arm and lock him. All right? The guy's going to shoot right off him.
Back is going north and south now.
Well, he sees a hole.
I mean, it looks like we're trying to get him north and south.
No, we're not. We didn't even know that. Now, what the backfield coaches tell you around the league, they say when this starts, they see it right now and they know where to run. I know. He's supposed to run at the inside leg of the tackle. He is. But he sees this guy.
It seemed like Buffalo was north and south of their 14, 15.
Yeah. Well, this guy's running 7. We didn't even know 7. We never know 15. We don't have any idea. This was 19, whatever. Watch the left guard move the guy. He crossed over a little farther. I didn't even know about the goddamn get this foot on the ground. I put my head a little bit outside. I didn't even overcoach get that second step on the ground. I kept the outside head position. This is 1988. Now the left guard gets the foot on the ground. Picture the left guard if I knew how to teach him inside arm pressure now. See the guy shoot off him right now? Not that it was a big deal. See him kind of shoot off him right now? If I knew a little more about inside arm lockout, might have helped us. Watch the center. Whatever he did, he did. He's all fouled up here. Left guard, right guard's trying to do the same thing. He's trying to wall the guy too much. See, the right guard's trying to put that arm pressure. Wall him. Shoots off the block.
Well, he's got to move the field a couple of yards, doesn't he?
What's that?
He's got to move the field a couple of yards.
Yeah?
So what are you suggesting, grip technique or?
No, I'm just saying is don't use the left arm. See, so when you use the left arm, your shoulders, or see him try to free up that arm. Pump it, don't use it, leave it dead, whatever. If you square your shoulders, the guy's going to shoot off you. Like the right tackle, whose guy's further away so he can more turn on it. You need a little more power here. Center never covered him up. Do you know what I'm saying? The center went back at him. The center didn't stay on the angle to block him. He fronted him. He's trying to turn him out too soon. Now the backside guard's better. He got put two hands on him, but whatever he did, he didn't try. I think I know what he did. He didn't try to do the lockout. Just don't do the damn lockout. That's what he tried to do. He tried to wall him. You know, he tried to put that arm pressure. So I guess what I'm saying is on this play, on the backside of these zone plays, don't do this. Go ahead, as long as you go that way. Because the guy's going to shoot across your face. Watch it cut clear behind Too Tall Jones. This Buffalo now. When we used to beat them for a living. Christ, now we couldn't even come close to it. Center's man is front side. Now it's okay here because the backside guard, you know, this is Art Still. He's a little soft here. This is 17. The back must have read it. It looks like 15, but it's not. Watch the left tackle now. See, he got two hands buried into the guy. See, here was early, these guys were hanging backside now. Munoz doesn't have to use two hands. Good job of the right guard staying on the angle. Good job of the right tackle. Look where his second step is. See, he didn't really get outside head position. But so what? He doesn't need it. There's a big roll. Probably theoretically see the backside guard. See him get the second step on the ground. I like that right there. But he could probably even go a little more back at him. Go into him a little more. Don't use that arm. See the center put two hands on him? See the guy shoot off him? See, when the running back sees that, it makes him cut back. You got to cover him up on an angle. You got to turn your shoulders a little bit. Don't use your front side arm when you're the center. Use your flipper. Two hands will make the back cut back too soon. Now this would be okay if you were running 14, right? But if you want to stretch it on 16, the center's got to go farther. You're seeing it. You're seeing the center. He should go foot to crotch, use the flipper. He's trying to square up on him. Don't square up on him unless you're running off the nose. Watch the left tackle. See him go back to block the guy. Don't do that. Go, stay on your angle. Left tackle, stay on your angle. Watch the left guard, stay on the angle. Now here's a defense you might be kind of... Now watch Munoz. Today, people would say this block would get you too flattened out, the left tackle. Watch the right tackle make the backer move. Watch the right tackle make him move, but he doesn't get a good block on him. But so what? We stretch him. We make him move. Now there's a big roll by the back. Now picture, though, you know how we were trying to speed him up over here in those earlier films? He never picked up the cut back here. Center covered him up more. This is the play everybody wants to know about. The only thing it's not as good anymore because they're putting these goddamn guys right in the gaps. You understand? I mean, they're not playing right into us nicely, all right? They're putting these son of a bitches right in the gaps. So you're down blocking and your draw plays are better. That doesn't mean this isn't a good play. Right guard should split a little more. Watch the right guard's head position. See the left foot wander of the right guard? I never taught getting it down. I just taught him to block the guy. Get the foot on the ground. Because I was into lunging, you know what I mean? Take the first step, then lunge, uncoil. Because I was always brought up with the lunge, uncoil, uncoil. So I took the first step and then lunge. When you lunge, the foot wanders. Are you with me? So that's why you don't see my guys get the foot down as much as they do now. You take the step, and I told them to go, uncoil. Now it's get that foot on the ground. Get your foot on the ground so you can sustain the block. I think it's all a lot of bullshit anyway. If you got good players, fucking... I'm not dead serious. You think this right guard give a fuck if he got his foot on the ground? Watch what the center did. You know these tilted nose guards that's half offset? We used to step right back and hit them. But since we drop step so much, watch him drop step and go back and hit him. Here's a perfect job by the left guard here. Maybe this is the way to do it. He didn't really fit himself in on this angle here, did he? But what do you notice? All I'm saying is that when he got squared up on him, now the ball cut behind him. I mean, you know, he did a nice job. But what I'm saying is, if he'd have got in here and was in here more with his head here, he'd have been better. Here he got, what I'm saying is, only use this block if you're not going to cut back. You see how he's doing right there? You can use that if we're going over here. I mean, he just happened to have a hell of a hope to Jesus block. He did a hell of a job. But you see how he lost the head position? So I would still probably kind of come down and blast this guy, blast him, head here, but on this angle, this angle. I think I'd only do this if I didn't think the ball was going to bend back. Now the only thing that makes me nervous is, see, here's a guy, Blados, and he went right through this guy. That's why I want to stay in on this angle, because even these guys back here, they come over here, we got to get over here. So see the bad angle by the right guard? So theoretically, his angle should be there. But if he's going to hit this guy or go like that, he better right about there, go there now, go flat. Because I'll never catch him. You can't go at this guy and get that guy. He's too deep, and when he's deep, he's got a better angle. So if you're going to spend more time to do something on him, you better come off on an abrupt angle. Close the seam. Better job by the center. See, he's trying to free up that left arm a little bit. This is more stretch. The backs are all different. They're not mechanical men. They all look a little different running it. Here's a crossover. Roll it. Cut back. These aren't called cutbacks now. These are just, the shit flows and they cut back. Now the right guard had to use all his energies to push the guy past the hole. So bad angle by the right guard. he's trying to help that tackle a little bit, right? If I knew that guy was going to stay back, maybe it's more comfortable to step right at him. Because to step here and go back and hit him, maybe that doesn't feel good.
Is that bear defense?
That's a bear. We ran right up the middle. Here's the Raiders. Now, see the left guard's angle here? More power, right? Left guard. See, I'm not talking about get too flat. But remember before where the left guard came in and walled him? See that movement right there? Better. We're seeing it, right? You remember 2 plays ago, remember? Left guard. Don't get in that funky wall bullshit and do that. Move him on an angle. Now, one of the first times you're seeing the right guard, what? Get the step on the ground, right? Goddamn work too, didn't it? See him recover? I mean, with the inside arm lock, that looks like what he's doing, right? See, he's stronger with that inside arm. He can recover when the guy comes back underneath him. What about head position by the right guard? It is an outside number where it's supposed to be, right? So probably it ain't supposed to be outside number, right? Probably should start there, and then if it ends up inside, so what? Right tackle should get behind him. Watch Munoz. Look what he's trying to do. He's trying to do the funky hook. Huh? What? What are you talking German? I can't understand you.
There's no more you take.
What's he saying?
I know he's sleeping.
You gotta be sleeping.
That's the one who brought those 2 girls. He's been busy, I don't know.
Watch the left guard what he does. He kind of hops. Watch the center go back and hit the nose. Watch the right tackle. This is wrong now. Stay on your angle. Push that guy. See how this right tackle is kind of trying to avoid the guy? Stay on this course. Got a strong safety. Fire him. Watch the ball bend clear behind the backside guard. Got a safety there. Tackle should have kept coming.
Is that a flipper by the backside guard?
Looks like it's a rip. Can't see this one here. It's an Eagle defense. We're running to the bubble a lot, to the left. Center's too square. Makes the ball cut back too soon. There's 2 hands by the center. See the outside lockout? Don't do it. Washington. Munoz reading fast flow. Watch him double a man on the guard. See, the stretch makes the backers move. See, the right guard's actually making the guy move. He couldn't block him. This right guard, who's a great player, Max Montoya, could not block Dave Butts in a million years. Dave Butts weighs 330 pounds. It's like hitting a stone wall. He doesn't move. But when the back moves him, see the back move him? And the guard starts outside here a little bit, he moves. That's what makes Butts move. I mean, if you ran right in here against Butts, Christ, he just picked your guard up. So with the stretch makes him move. The back moves the man on the right guard here. Man on the right tackle got a little nosy here. Same thing. See what I picked to show? See the left guard's man is in here, okay? Well, you can't hit him and block him. Watch him. You can't get off. So you guys asked me the answer. Christ, you better get over here and block him. There's no answer. I might want to run over here. Check it opposite and run that open side play. Let these two guys block him. Let him go. Because he's back here. That would be the end. I'm looking at this now. We're game planning this. We see this defense. We called this 16-something over here. Check opposite open. Run the opens. I got an angle on him. My man's back. This guy don't have any angle on him. This guy. This is like stealing. Here, now watch this defensive ball. Watch him move. I'll tell you what, you're pulling your putt on this. Watch the guy over the right tackle move. Remember what New England was doing to us? Bam! You see a team that goes with your head and plays, kind of head up with you and just flows with you? Bends all the way back. The only reason it bends, see the drop step, see the crossover. Watch him move. Straight up 50 defense. The deeper you are, the more you can cut it back. Don't ask me why they ever played this defense. Watch this. Christ, they're all standing up. Watch the tackle. Watch the right tackle. He's really using, in our words, inside hand pressure, which I didn't even know what the hell we were talking about there. This guard stays on his angle. See him stay on the angle? See, this arm's kind of free. He's guiding a little bit with it. There's a hole. We'll watch one more thing and we're done. We only ran this a couple times, but the tackle fell down, all right? You got a tackle bubble. Okay? So you run a predetermined cutback and you pull a tackle. When you pull a back or a tight end, sometimes that guy sees it. Well, as this guy wrong-armed it, the tackle fell down. But you can see that if I'd have had this guy up in the hole a little better and logged him, we got angles on these guys over here. They're kind of in a nickel defense. Didn't work, right? Now watch this. Here's what I like about these predetermined cutbacks. When you have two guys crossing in the night, you see like that? The defense loses sight of them. Anthony Munoz didn't have to come off as fast. He's thinking he's got to come. The play takes a little bit of time. Stay on this guy. Screw him. This is a predetermined cutback. This guy's coming underneath. He's got to avoid him. But again, see this crossing action? The best way to run these plays now. All right? You're running this, my favorite play, right? My favorite play. How's this team playing this? Two wide receivers. Goddamn tilted nose guard here. Whatever. But this guy's getting a little nosy back here. So we're starting to run this 14. So we ran him just a back, just a predetermined cutback. The defensive back there. So if you're the backside 7 technique is making the play on you. He knows, this tackle knows it's a cutback, right? These two guys are rookies. All right, so we're going to bend it all the way. Watch this tackle, fake it, and then go back and block him. The tight end kind of fell down. So way back. Now this is Buffalo. I showed you this last year. They're faking their counter, their weak counter, and then they're bending it all the way back. So the center's blocking back, the tackle's starting like he's going to pull, like the guard and tackle, then the tackle goes back around. Tight end will block him. The center will go underneath this guy, he'll go underneath. So they're faking the weak side counter, and then Thurman Thomas goes boom, boom, boom. Watch the left tackle fake like he's pulling. Watch the center try to get underneath. So they're trying to fake the counter left, the weak counter left. Watch the center get underneath the guy. Watch these backers moving. Now this is just a bend back, and they're trapping with the wing. And he's trapping the force because they got a tight end up back here, so he's leading back on the secondary. Now, this is a one-back offense. Guard, tackle, center, guard, tackle, tight end off the ball. They're trapping back with him. Remember I said you could trap back with the tackle? Let the tight... He ended up logging him. Here's different reverses that I saw last year. Whatever it is, somebody pulls around. See the center here? Never got that. Here was just on air, just a naked reverse. I'm sorry. We're trying to kind of pirouette the tackle. Never got it done. Here's just a quarterback. We spotted the backside guy was doing this. Watch the quarterback. Not a bad idea to have somebody looking for this all the time. Even if it's a coach that's, maybe a special teams guy or something, if you have... Buffalo off the counter. Guard and tackle pulling. Quarterback leading. Look at the center underneath. Kind of off a dive, pulling the off guard. You'll notice somebody's usually leading. Dallas. Taking that lead draw. Look at the left guard, the front side guard. Kind of an ISO. Pulling the left guard. Buffalo took the right guard about 3 steps. Fake the open play, the favorite play. Guard never got there. Look at the other guard, though. Get somebody out there. Didn't need him anyway. Just kind of a weak counter to the slot back. Guy closes, the first guard logs him. Dallas again. Speed. Now they're leading back with the back. Pulling the tackle. Here it is. The open play, the open side play. Not a bad idea. I had one. Right guard work together when the ball goes underneath. Guys in the gap. Oh, I lost my spot. We'll find it. Bob, how far was that into it? Do you remember? I just have two plays here that I want to show them. This might be it.
That's it right there. It's two back-to-back.
All right, watch the right guard, the center. You know how the linebackers folding over so they reverse zone it. Watch the center come back off underneath. But see their right guard take that drop step? Watch their left guard go back and get a good bite on the guy. There's one less linebacker back there. He's kind of walked away. This is just the same formation that that we were seeing today with Ball State, where they had two receivers to one side. Watch the center and the right guard. Watch him do it again. You know, where Buffalo was worried that the guy would, that because we said Thurman Thomas doesn't go very far, that he'd block him and he'd go to block him and he'd fall underneath. Remember, they were putting the tackle in and pulling the guard. Well, watch this. Reverse dildo here. Watch the left guard here. Get the second step on the ground. This left guard's the same guy that played for me. 75. A couple of years ago we saw him in the Finet plays for Bob. What do you say? Now watch the back stretch it here. See, if you were going to run 14 though, 14, where you want to run right up the middle. I mean, it gets kind of complicated now. Now I probably would let him go and pin him and pull him. But because you got more stretch, are you with me, you can spend more time on him and do this. What I'm saying to you is, if you just ran up the middle like this guy wouldn't move. See how he's moving? Gives you time to do it. So if you just ran directly up the gut, you might want to put him on him. That's why it's still not an exact science why one time you'd rather stretch it and the other time run right up the gut. I think you want to run up the gut for sure if the nose is tilted and he's over here. But when they're kind of hiding back here, maybe you continue to stretch it. And let the center and guard do this. Terrific. Okay, guys, the party's over. Thanks for...